I'm excited. The infiltration's worked, mate. We've got the book. That stupid chick, she didn't suspect nothing.
Needing a sneaky place to check out the book, I've gone to the top of the Berlin Tower. It's one of them hokey revolving restaurants where the food is crap and the prices are high. Good view, but... The Secrets of the Circle Society! The book confirms all my suspicions. Basically, the Secret Society makes all its money by betting on World Cup games, because they've got Socceroos' results. They know what's going to happen. There was an interesting section on the name of the group.
They used to have some Latin name that translated to "We love balls," but they didn't really like that once they got the English translation because the guys come off as a bit gay, so they changed it to the Circle of Sion Society.
There was stuff about secret handshakes, the removal of stains from orgy cloaks, and the chapter on initiation said, once you've had a threesome with the chicks and you've got the cross, you have all the rights of a fully fledged member. It also has a section on the Holy Grail buckets. Now remember, the church had banned orgies and all football playing. So the knights and the chicks secretly hid the grails around the world. Now we know that one stayed in France because Leonardo da Vinci found it. Some of the knights from France took the second bucket to Malta, but unfortunately it disappeared in a sea crash off the coast. And one was apparently taken to Rio de Janeiro in South America and buried in a secret spot by the conquistadors.
So we've done good in Berlin, man. I mean, you know, we've got the book. I've got this thing here, this necklace, but I'm throwing it away when I get to the airport. I mean, look at it, mate, you know, time to move on.
We'd learned heaps about the conspiracy, but to fully smash it, we had to find one of them Holy Grail buckets. So I've come here to Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. The country is bananas over football, and you can see the influence of the conspiracy even at the beach. The chicks' booties even look like soccer balls, man. Now, this place here has nothing to do with the documentary, but just look at the way the chicks shake their booties. Have a look. Keep looking. All right, that's enough. I'd heard a rumour they were digging for the Holy Grail bucket underneath the National Brazil Football Stadium. I was surprised to find a museum at the entry of the stadium. I've had a look in there. I found Pelé's footprints. I wondered if he was involved. Suddenly, the constipation from the jet lag was lifting. I needed a toilet. When I got there, I found the guy doing ball tricks for spare change and tips. I recognised his face as he bounced that ball on his head a zillion times. He's the son of one of the most famous World Cup players ever, but we can't mention the bloke's name for legal reasons. I asked him if he knew about the conspiracy. He told me that his old man had gone against the group and they chemically castrated him. That's why he was doing them stiffy commercials. Oh, I mean, like, if it was that famous player that we can't mention. I asked him about the Holy Grail bucket. He said, mate, you're too late. They dug it up 3 weeks ago from under the stadium. They're just filling in the hole now. I wanted to ask him more, but he just would not stop playing with that ball, doing stupid tricks. It was pathetic to see someone whose family was that high sink that low to the toilet floor. And just a medical fact, testicular tinea can cause erectile dysfunctions. And just like his old man, the trail had gone soft. I decided to go to Malta, the only other place where there might be a Holy Grail bucket. If you've never heard of Malta, here's a quick look. It was basically a giant fort, built by knights to fight the Turks back in the days before people appreciated kebab shops. The thought of kebabs made me want to get food.
I just got a pasticci. Very famous in Malta. Most famous food. It's delicious. It's a champ pasticci shop, mate. We've got so much in common.
I realised Malta had been a good move. You can see ball, sexy chick and knight architecture across the island. And look at these dummies. They got the same cross on their shirt like me, the Maltese cross. That pumped me up. And then I noticed all the other things that was pumped. I had to snap myself out of it, so I went somewhere boring. The Maltese National Library. I went looking for the books with pictures section. They didn't have one. But then I came in this room, and look what I found, man. This must be actually something to do with the whole thing, because if you look up on that bit up there, you can see it, mate. The 3 Grail buckets clearly there. And there's a knight up there with a medieval sexy chick. I needed big clues, so I went for the biggest book I could find. It was old and dusty. Gives you allergies. When I accidentally ripped this most probably a priceless book, I noticed a heading at the bottom of the page. The Legend of the Secret Grotto. Different to the other legends, this one said that when that ship crashed with the French knights, the Grail was not lost. In fact, one knight survived. He managed to swim to shore with the Grail bucket on his head. The Grail was then hidden in a circle-shaped grotto, and he carved a circle marker out of stone in the shape of the entrance. The book said if you could find the marker, then you could find the grotto. Then you could find the Grail. Just then I heard someone coming. I jumped up, hid in the cupboard and pretended to be a book with pictures and a backpack. When the coast was clear, I rushed out of there. Time to check the Circle Society handbook. I'm sure I read something that might have been about a grotto.
Here it is. Ye can look verily, the Grail is neither below the waters or above. There's a place in Malta called the Blue Grotto, man. I reckon that's something to do with it, man. That's something to do with it. I'm just gonna eat a pizza and then I'm gonna go quick.
Now, I started heading for the Blue Grotto, but I hadn't even got one block and this old bloke's popped up. He said, man, there's a bloke who wants to talk to you behind that giant gate over there. He said, keep walking till you see a giant red door. I said, man, what's this all about? Who lives behind the red door? You wouldn't believe it.
That's the Grand Wizard Master's house. I've been knocking for 15 minutes, man. Knock, knock. Who's there? Sickos, mate. Sickos who? The Secret Circle Society, that's who, mate. Come out, you stooge.
What kind of game are they playing? Invite me in, then shut me out? You want to stooge me? Well, man, I'll stooge you back. First, I tried the back gate. It was locked. So I've jumped the fence. Got in the courtyard, done a tip-top sneaky military run. In the compound, I've marched up the stairs, and I've confronted the Grand Wizard Master of the Secret Circle Society of Malta. I said, are you trying to be a smart ass? You invite me here and then you won't answer the door? Surprisingly, he apologised. He said he'd had a bad pastizzi and was stuck on the toilet. To be honest, I was expecting a punch-up, but the bloke was really friendly. He said, Paulie, we know what you're up to. We've been expecting you. But man, I was sneaky. How did he even know I was in Malta?
Sometimes you hear things.
He told me to stop flexing and relax. Now I'd been initiated. He was quite happy to share the secrets with me.
Have stories, even conspiracy. Lots.